What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dragapult EX alongside Pidgeot as we continue our run through doing a couple more meta decks, so everybody kind of has a list that they enjoy and are able to play in order to get to that desired rank as the season kind of winds to an end. So what we're going to be doing is playing Dragapult and pairing it alongside Pidgeot EX. I've been very vocal for a while that I did not believe that there was a better way to run Dragapult than running it alongside Natsu, but I've changed my opinion on that. The meta's kind of warped and changed over time, and it's definitely led to Pidgeot being the much better option. Having the quick search ability is just way too powerful to ignore, and is low-key a really broken ability, so pretty much any deck that can run Pidgeot probably should. So what we're going to be pairing that with is the Neo Upper Energy as our aspect of choice. The reason for this is that before, things like Unfair Stamp were run in the deck and it seemed really good, but Neo Upper Energy just makes it way stronger. Also, because we don't have something like Zatsu, in order to power up or accelerate our energies faster, Neo Upper Energy kind of fixes that problem for us. We also run Roseanne's Backup as just a way to recycle some cards that are important, and a copy of Devolution. One of the other changes too that has kind of come to this deck is running Kieran in it. It functions as not only a switch card, but actually allows us to do an extra 30 damage, which means that there's some, because of Dragapult's in a weird way like low damage at 200, we don't knock out basic EXs like Iron Hands or anything like that when they're brought into the active, so Kieran helps kind of shore up that weak point and allow us to knock out more like worrisome threats, or even in the Raging Bolt matchup, if Ogerpon is in the active before we've been able to place damage counters on it, we're still able to get the KO, use Kieran, and get that set up. So yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think, or if there's any changes that you would make to it. Be sure to leave that down in the comment section down below. Be on the lookout for our upcoming community Discord tournament on Saturday. That is, I forget the date, but it will be at 6:30 p.m. All the information for it is down in the description below, along with a link to our community Discord, as well as the deck list for this video. So if any of that interests you, it's all down in the description. Be sure to join the community Discord. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. It really helps out the channel. We did hit 1,000 subs recently, so I'm looking to do something celebratory for that, though I haven't really figured out what I want to do yet. Obviously, there will be a giveaway, but we also did that for our 500 subscriber special, so I don't want to do just another giveaway. So I'd like to do something in addition to it, but I'm not exactly positive what I want to do yet. So any ideas that you guys have, be sure to leave down in the comments section below. Whoever has the best idea, I don't know, I'll do something for them or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely, I want to do something a little bit more than just a giveaway, since I never thought I'd make it to 1,000. I know I've said that a lot, but it means a lot to me. So I want to make sure that it's kind of reflected. So yeah, anyway, long-winded kind of rant thing over. I'll see you guys in game 1. Peace. Alright, we're in a game number 1, and our opponent is going first. We open some decent options here. We can drop the Dreepy. We are also against Dragapult, which kind of happens pretty often, so it's not that big a deal. Ooh, they're playing the Lost Zone engine. Okay, so remember how, or if anybody just kind of skipped to this part because they didn't want to watch the breakdown, welcome. But remember in the breakdown that I kind of talked about how I thought that the Zatsu engine was the best engine for the game, like for this deck, for a very long time, and now I think it's the Pidgeot engine. My opinion has always been that Lost Zone wasn't great, but it's going to be the best engine. And I still feel that way. Like, I think that the Lost Zone engine makes things so powerful that it's like, is it the best right now? No. But I'm so confident it will become the best in the future. So what we'll do here is we'll grab, oh, I really would have wanted, I was hoping that we would have the Seal Stone, but it's not that big a deal. We can grab Devolution for later. And what we can do is go Buddy Poffin, grab ourselves a Dreepy and a Pidgey, and we can pass our turn. I had to reinstall Pokemon, so all the little notification things keep popping back up. I ran into some technical difficulties the other day. There's the Colorless Experiment. What we're going to do on our next turn is we can Arven grab ourselves an Ultra Ball, and we'll get rid of the Collapsed Stadium, and unless we draw something that we really want, probably whatever we end up drawing, get Pidgeot, Rare Candy to Pidgeot, get ourselves the Dragapult, or Dragalock rather, place that down, start drawing ourselves some cards, and kind of getting into the game. There's the switch cart. They're getting through their deck pretty quickly. I'm surprised they got rid of the Cramorant. I feel like they would have wanted that. Though, depending on what they put in, or like put out on the field, we could just go like Rare Candy, Dragapult, go to the active, place Neo Upper Energy, and start spreading damage counters. If that's always an option. And like, yes, we won't get our Pidgey evolved right away, but it honestly might be better. We kind of have to wait and see. Okay, well, that made my decision much easier. We can go Arven here, grab ourselves the Ultra Ball and the Defiance Band. What we can do is go ahead and get rid of the Collapsed Stadium and the Defiance Band. Grab ourselves the Pidgeot EX. Rare Candy to Pidgeot. Then what we can do is quick search. Grab ourselves the other Rare Candy. Rare Candy to the active. Place the Neo Upper Energy. And then from here we can Phantom Dive for 200. And then what I want to do is do it like this. So then I can do 10, 10, and 30, and do the extra 10 to this one. The reason why I want to do this is that it pretty much guarantees... Okay, the Earthen Vessel is kind of nice. Pretty much what it does is that it guarantees me a situation where if I want to put damage counters onto this Comfey, I can knock it out. If they don't evolve this Dracolock, then I can knock that out. These damage counters don't really matter that much yet, but I had 10 extra, so may as well put them down. They did get rid of one of their Dragapults and one of their Dracolocks, which I'm kind of surprised by. So they're going to retreat, go Comfey. Alright, so they're going to evolve. The other thing too is that we can play the Lumineon down, get ourselves another Arven to re-grab ourselves another Rare Candy. Just so that way we have another Dragapult prepared. Oh, they mess up? Yeah, they had to go. They had to do Super Rod first before they did the Mirage Gate. All right, they had another one anyway, so they didn't. They're not going to get punished as badly for the mistake, but definitely a bad move. I'm curious to see where they're going to put the damage from the Phantom Dive. Alright, they put enough damage onto the Pidgey so that way Charizard can KO it, which is not a bad move. So we can go Lumineon, grab ourselves the Arven. Then what we can do from here is Arven for a Rare Candy. And then we can Quick Search for our Dragapult. And then what I want to do is actually go Earthen Vessel here. I can get rid of the Pal Pad, I don't really need it. And then I want to grab myself the Psychic Energies. I'm going to place that first. And then from here, we can Phantom Dive. And what we'll actually end up doing is just removing the Drakloak from play. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot this is the one that I didn't put all the damage on. Whatever. They will be able to KO our Dragapult here. But it's not the biggest deal in the world. Because we can always just bring in a new one. Pretty much what the goal here is going to be is that I can put enough damage onto so there's a new Dreepy. We can do Fire Energy. Then what I want to do is I want to Quick Search here. And I want to go with an Iono. Not that. The main reason for this is the fact that I don't need any of the stuff in my hand, but I also don't want them to have like 9 cards available. Like I want to make it as difficult for them as possible to kind of get into what they're trying to get into. Alright. I don't really need any of this either. What I can do though is I can use the Buddy Pop and get myself one more Dreepy just in case. And then from here, I can Phantom Dive. And I actually don't want to put the damage counters on to the Comfey. I just want to go ahead and put 50 onto this so that way it is one-shottable by a new Dragapult that I make. And then the extra damage is redundant, so I can just throw it onto this Comfey in the back. We're not in position that we can get KO'd by anything. We do get our other Rare Candy, which is pretty big. And like I said, we're not in position to get KO'd by anything. We will be able to KO their Dragapult and also remove one of these Comfey from the board pretty much at any point. We do have the Rare Candy available to us in order to get into the Dragapult. And then what we can actually do here is use Roseanne's backup to shuffle our Neo. I mean, this actually works out fine for us if they use Charizard. Because even if, yeah, so like even without this hand, it doesn't really matter because we're still gonna have Dragapult to just kind of walk in. There's a Cramorant. So, a little bit annoying that we lose out on the Pidgeot, but it doesn't really matter because we are going to be able to come in, take the knockout here. We live any one attack, and then we just knock out the other Comfey. We do get a Drakloak. We can place this down. We'll just go ahead and grab ourselves another one. Place that down. I mean, if we can get into our boss, that would be pretty sweet. Wow, look at that. Heart of the Cards, baby. Different franchise, but it's all the same. Never punish for our bad mistakes. So we'll just go ahead and knock out the Comfey. Do all the damage we need. And look at that. Heart of the Cards. Take all 3 prizes. Very nice. The thing that I did there that was kind of bad was putting the damage onto the Drakloak earlier rather than like I could have taken the knockout on the Comfeys and kind of like put myself in a little bit of a better position. But it all kind of worked out the same anyway, so can't really complain there. So that's going to be game number 1, and I'll see you guys in game number 2 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 2, and we're going to be going first. We open Dreepy, some Pidgeot, or, well, Pidgey, our Pidgeot, and an Arven, which is pretty much all we ever really need. We are up against Lugia. Wow. The gods are happy with us today. So we can go Rotom. We can Buddy Poffin, grab ourselves another Dreepy, and we'll grab an extra Pidgey, just in case of any shenanigans. We can instant charge. So what we're going to end up doing here is we can Arven for a second. Actually, we'll see what we want to do here, because what we could end up doing is like using our Pidgeot to search out our Neo Upper Energy and then just like start attacking right away, which would be kind of nice. They're gonna have to go ride the wind. I like Lugia, but its inconsistencies like just never go away. I'm also confused why they're still playing Drapion. Maybe they're just playing like an older list that they never updated. So we'll go Drakloak here. We will Rare Candy. As long as our Seal Stone is in our deck, we should be fine. The main problem is that I would love to have Kieran in order to attack with, just to close out the game. I'll add the boss to my hand, but it's not really what I'm looking for. I think I'm just going to have to go Arven here. Give myself another Rare Candy. And we'll grab ourselves the Seal Stone. We can attach the Seal Stone. So that way we can grab our Dragapult. We can Rare Candy the Dragapult into the active. use our Star Alchemy to search our deck for the Upper Energy. Oh my god, it's prized. No. Oh, that's so sad. Alright, I guess we'll get the Kieran for now. Man. I mean, I guess I could have looked to see if it was prized earlier before I started my play, but I was just really confident. Alright, we'll add the Kieran. Throw down the... Yeah, we'll throw down the Psychic Energy. We are going to Jet Headbutt here rather than drawing cards with Rotom, mostly because if they evolve into Lugia VSTAR, they're going to be at 280, which means we're going to need the extra damage and the Kieran to knock it out anyway. And there's the Lugia VSTAR. The Jamming Tower does not matter to us in any way. The Summoning Star for 1. Definitely not ideal. So they're just gonna go like double Turbo and Gift Energy. Double Turbo and a Jet. Interesting choice. Alright, gonna knock out our Rotom. Not a bad play on their part. But honestly, at this point, what I want to do is I'm probably just going to boss up the Archeops, just because that ends the game just straight up. Because if they don't have any Archeopses, there's really no... There's nothing they can do to play the game. So, what we'll do here is we'll actually just Quick Search for a Fire Energy, which is a very lame Quick Search, but is pretty much our best case scenario here. So we can bring this up, boss up the Archeops, go ahead and Phantom Dive it, knocking out the Archeops and pretty much ending the game. Without Archeops, Lugia doesn't function. So, obviously our opponent got a pretty bad hand and a little unlucky, which is unfortunate for them, but that's kind of the drawback of Lugia, that its highs are extremely high. Like, when it's on, it's the best deck in the game, but when it's off, man, is it bad. It's just like the inconsistency that Lugia has always struggled with. And I don't think they're playing the best list possible either. Just based on what I'm seeing. AKA this. This is bad. Don't play this anymore. So we'll see. Wordier. This card is super gimmicky. I definitely don't agree with playing the Wordier. Oh, cool. So we can grab ourselves, we get the Collapsed for later. We can evolve, go ahead and use Arven to grab ourselves the Earthen Vessel and a Defiance Band, why not? We can Earthen Vessel away the Collapsed, grab ourselves to Psychic Energy, attach the Psychic. We can go ahead and play down the Dreepy so we can power up a new one later on. We'll Quick Search for... Is there anything we like actually want? We'll get the Enhanced Hammer to get rid of... We can get rid of the gift energy on the Wordier. We'll Phantom Dive the Lugia, taking the knockout, and grabbing ourselves 2 prize cards. Oh, hey, there's our Neo Upper Energy. Would have loved that earlier. But yeah, unfortunately, our opponent bricked really hard, it seems like. And yeah, they're just going to go ahead and concede. But I don't think they were playing, like, the most optimal list they could have been playing. So, like, I'm also, like, I'm not a fan of the Wordier. I know that that's, like, gaining popularity, but I really don't think it's very good. But, I don't know. I said that about Pidgeot, and now look at me. But, yeah, that's going to be game number 2, and I'll see you guys in game number 3 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're in a game number 3, and we're going to mulligan this hand away, but we are going first. So, we'll see what happens. We're going to mulligan this hand away, too. So, not ideal. We're up against Luxray Control, it looks like. Fun deck. It's Luxray Control is actually, like, I don't know, maybe I'm using this too lightly, but I feel like Luxray Control is, like, actually kind of underrated. Like, it's really good. It's just not really breaking into that, like, upper echelon. So, we'll go 1-1. We'll attach the Fire Energy. Pass our turn. We'll see. We're not at threat of anything. We already have the Ultra Ball. So, honestly, what we can do here is go, like, Arven, grab ourselves the Rare Candy, and, like, something to throw away. Ultra Ball, grab ourselves Pidgeot, and kind of go from there. Alright, triple Arven's, like, kind of annoying, actually. So, we go Arven, grab ourselves the Rare Candy, and we'll get rid of the Defiance Band. Okay, new plan, actually. We're gonna go Defiance Band, we're gonna get rid of the Defiance Band, and we're gonna get rid of the Counter Catcher. We're gonna get ourselves the Dragapult. We're gonna attempt to. Okay, thank you, Pokemon. We're Rare Candying to the active, and we're attaching the Neo Upper Energy. I'm a little bit over-energied, but I don't care, because I want to knock out this Pidgeot, and then put some damage onto the Shinx. Grab myself 2 prize cards. That's amazing. That's exactly what I wanted. And so that way, potentially, if I can naturally draw myself into a Rare Candy, which is a pretty low odds, but if it were to happen, I could boss his orders up this Rotom and be in a phenomenal spot. Well, this works out for me. So, we'll Arven here. Grab ourselves the Rare Candy and Devolution. Actually, yeah. We can hold on to that. From here, what we'll do is Ultra Ball, get rid of this, and the Earthen Vessel for now, to grab myself the Pidgeot EX. Rare Candy to the Pidgeot. Then what I can do is Quick Search. For now, grab myself a Drakloak. So I don't really need anything else at this current second. Place this down. go ahead and get myself a new card. We'll go Buddy Poffin for now. And our opponent's going to concede. Alright, we'll do 4 games. That one was kind of a quick one, but we made the right choice. So, like, this is something that I think is important to keep note of when it comes to this deck for people who are just playing it for the first time or new to it or, like, trying to learn different angles of the deck. It's very easy to get, like, tunnel visioned on creating Pidgeot EX because it's so strong and, like, amps up your deck so well. But in a situation like that, it's like, it's better that we get Dragapult out and start attacking and delay our Pidgeot more than it is worth it to make it, if that makes sense. Since, like, being able to take those 2 knockouts there really just amplified our game so much. Like, we were able to get so far ahead that it didn't really make a difference of what our opponent did there, since we were able to get... If they, like, okay, so, like, the best way to explain this is, like, let's say they were able to attack with Luxray there. It really wouldn't have made any difference if they had attached the double colorless, since they would have only done 100 damage. They discard a card from our hand. We don't really care anymore. We can make Pidgeot on the next turn, start making new Dragapults. Like, we're in a phenomenal spot, all because we were able to take out multiple pieces on the bench, get ahead in a prize race, and make it so, like, even if we did start getting controlled, we only need to knock out 1 Luxray and place some damage counters down onto, like, a Shinx, or boss up that Rotom at any point. So, yeah, that's going to be game number 3, right? And we'll do a 4th one, because this one was kind of quick. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in game number 4 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 4. We're going to be going first. We'll see what we get into and what our opponent's playing momentarily. They are going to mulligan. They are playing Gardevoir. So, honestly, not a bad matchup for us. We have the Dreepy. We also have access to the Nest Ball and Ultra Ball with a Rare Candy, so not too bad. We also open Dragapult, thanks to the mulligan. And the Dragalock. So, what we can do is Nest Ball here. We'll look for our Rotom. Place that down. And just go ahead and instant charge, just straight up. Get ourselves a lot more to work with. And we'll see what we're able to get into. We were obviously really hoping for the Fire Energy. That would be very ideal. Or a Arven, pretty much any supporter within that vein, but if we don't get it, not the biggest deal. They're going to retreat into Toxagiri here, search themselves out a supporter, look for Arven or an Iono is most typical. There's the Arven. That can get them the Evolution that they already attached for turn, so they'll probably just go like Buddy Poffin and maybe hold the Evolution for next turn. Yep. That'll get them another Ralts and a Drifloon or double Ralts. I guess they could also grab Mimikyu if they really wanted, but I don't think they would. It's probably they probably just prefer the preference of 2 Ralts. They only grab 1. Interesting choice. And then they pass. So what we could do here is, we know they're just going to want to go Evolution on the next turn. So we're actually going to play down the Dracolock rather than evolving. We get ourselves the Pidgey, which is pretty important. We can go Dreepy here. And now we have everything we need. So we'll attach the Psychic Energy down there. And then we can instant charge. So as long as we don't get Iono'd here, we're in a great spot. Though it's crazy we haven't found any of our supporters. Since what we can do is Ultra Ball away like the Defiant Band and the Enhanced Hammer, get ourselves our Pidgeot. Oh, that was weird. Sorry about that, randomly coughed. We can grab ourselves the Pidgeot, use our Rare Candy, evolve, place down Dragapult, and kind of start doing what we need to do. They miss the Toxicity, which is really nice for us, but not crucial. They'll be able to draw with the Refinement. I feel like it's better to draw with the Refinement first than Toxicity, since you don't need the Artisan anymore regardless of what happens. They get themselves another Ralts. So they're going to be able to go with 3 Kirlia on board. But they also don't have like any energy in the discard pile yet, which is pretty good for us. Because it means that they're not going to have a turn to manually attach the Dark Energy to Munkidori. We can attach the Fire Energy. Go Recon. We'll get the Radiant Charizard for later. We can evolve. May as well Artisan, grab ourselves another Dreepy for later. Then we can Ultra Ball here. Get rid of the Enhanced Hammer and the Defiant Band. Grab our Pidgeot EX. Rare Candy Pidgeot. And then from here, we can quick search. And the question is, do we want to boss and knock out one of the Kirlias now or not? And I kind of think we do. Especially because we can always Pal Pad it back. So we'll grab this. Pull the Kirlia up. It also stops them from retreating with Toxicity. Well, technically they'll just bring it back in and retreat with it, but you get the point. So we'll Pal Pad, put that back in the deck, and then from here, we'll Phantom Dive. This gets rid of some of their draw support for the following turns, and then what we need to do is just make sure we're putting enough damage down onto the Ralts, or onto the Kirlia, so that way we KO the Ralts underneath, making it a little bit easier for us to use a de-evolution to knock these out. Obviously, they can use Munkidori to heal one of them, but that's why we want to spread the damage out. We do have access to the Collapsed Stadium as well, which is also nice. Let's say they play like another role to make another Kirlia. We can always Collapse Stadium, force them to have to remove something. And we can also use Pidgeot again to pull out the boss. And if they don't heal, we can actually just boss and KO both again. There's the Earthen Vessel that can get them a Dark Energy that they need in order to start using Munkidori. And a Psychic Energy to discard to start drawing with, to give themselves a little bit more power onto their Screamtail. But again, it doesn't really matter because Screamtail can't get strong enough to one-shot us. And they also still have to find their Gardevoir EX off floor cards. So now they can Toxicity to hopefully find themselves an Iono in their case. Obviously not in ours. If they bring out a Ralts, that'd be huge for us. They bring out a Munkidori. So we can play the Collapse, force them to have to discard it. They go for the Attract Customers. They find the Iono for themselves. So they found what they were hoping for, so we do lose out on the Collapse, but it's still not the biggest deal in the world. Since we can still get rid of both of the Kirlia here. Oh, they decide to go Arven. Okay, so they can Ultra Ball for Gardevoir, do the Bravery Charm onto the Scream Tail. Retreat out. It still doesn't KO Dragapult, though. They can use it to KO the Rotom, though. They retreat out the Toxigiri. They bring in the Gardevoir. That's a weird choice. Because they have enough energy, they could use Scream Tail. And then they didn't heal the damage from the Guardy. Interesting choice. So I guess it's because they can live an attack, but they kind of can't because we can search ourselves out the Kieran. Oh, they go Counter Catcher. Okay, so now they're going to pull up the Rotom. So I guess that play makes a little bit of sense, but I don't really agree with it. So yeah, we can just go Kieran here, I think, is probably the play to make. And we don't really need the Collapsed Stadium anymore. So we'll quick search, grab the Kieran. Then what we can do is go Ultra Ball, get rid of the Collapsed, and we'll get rid of the Radiant Charizard since it's not really going to be relevant this game. Grab ourselves a Drakloak, evolve that. We do get the boss, which is pretty big for next turn. And then we can Earthen Vessel, getting rid of the Counter Catcher since it's no longer going to be relevant after we get this KO here. We'll go Fire Energy. And then we can Artisan to get out one more Dreepy, just to kind of prepare that for later. Drop down the Kieran. Do an extra bit of damage. Phantom Dive to knock out the Guardy. And then the extra damage that we have, we're just going to put onto the Scream Tail. The main reason for that is they're going to heal it anyway. But it stops them from being able to place as much energy down onto it. So, like, let's say they make Guardy. If they don't use the Bravery Charm, they can only put one energy down, which stops it from being able to actually attack us. So there's a new Ralts. And they also have to find Guardy again, which most Gardevoir EX decks only play 2. So it means the likelihood of being able to find it is much less. Unless they hit, like, Arven here and then they go Ultra Ball. There's an Iono, which doesn't really matter for us. They do get Bravery Charm. Well, I guess we knew they already had Bravery Charm, but... Wait, what did they hit? Off the Toxicity. Alright, right. They got Iono. So nothing that we're really worried about. They can shuffle the Guardy back into the deck, increase their odds, and go Iono again. But they're Ionoing for 4 with no other way to draw. So they probably shouldn't hit it. And we have Arven and Quick Search available to us on the next turn. Though we don't really need the Arven, because we can just boss his orders to pull up the Kirlia and get that kind of removed from the game. So what we can do here is Recon. We do get ourselves a Rare Candy. Not that we really need it. Yeah, we'll Quick Search here for the boss's orders. Go ahead and boss. Bring in the Kirlia. Make it so not only do they need... Not only will they need a Guardy, but they'll also need a... what's it called? They're also going to need access to a Rare Candy. And then from here... we're gonna just stack the damage onto this, I guess. It's not gonna really matter too much, but it at least pretty much what the goal here is that... oh, cool, there's our Manaphy. With the damage on this, even if they heal the 30 damage off, we're still going to be able to KO it if they just turn it into Kirlia. So we're kind of forcing them to either have to find another Dark Energy to kind of survive another turn, or they have to find Rare Candy Guardy. Alright, cool. So they're going to look for a second Dark Energy, otherwise the game's over. So there's their draw for the turn. Are they going to go for a Confusion play? Or are they just attaching the Psychic Energy so that way when they retreat out? Yeah, so that when they retreat out, it doesn't give up the Dark Energy. So there's the Super Rod. Buddy Poffin for another Ralts. Yeah, so all we're going to do is just make ourselves a new Dragapult. And retreat if we get confused. Bring in the new Dragapult and KO the Kirlia in the back. We could coin flip it for fun, but I don't really want to do that. So we'll go ahead and quick search, grab ourselves the Dragapult, place this down. We will retreat. We'll get rid of the fire energy, because not that it matters because the game's over, but it's the better play to make because we have Mel in the deck. We can Phantom Dive and just drop all the damage. Drop all the damage onto the Kirlia. Bop, bop, bop. Overkill it by 10, but that doesn't really matter. And take the final 2 prize cards. So we'll take 1 and 2. Close out the game. Kind of an uneventful one because we just kind of were like winning, and also I really don't think the play of them bringing in Gardevoir into the active to take the Rotom knockout was not ideal. Like I don't think that was the play to make at all, and I think it actually kind of cost them the game. But yeah, that's going to be game number 4, so I will see you guys all in the next video. Be sure to let me know what you think of the list. Be sure to let me know what you want to see next on the channel. We're going to be doing a couple more meta decks over the next few days, just like I said, to help everybody kind of climb and get to that next tier that they want to get to before the season's over. Also, like I said before, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Join the community Discord and join in the community tournament coming up on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. EST. And then also, lastly, be sure to let me know what you would kind of want to see for the 1,000, you know, the 1,000 subscriber celebration thing. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'll announce that soon once I have the details more worked out for that. But I kind of want to do like something fun for the channel, whether that's doing an extra tournament, whether that's doing some kind of fun video or something. So yeah, definitely let me know your ideas down below, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.